Hello, gamers, and welcome to episode 419 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for June 10th, 2023. Wow, Dominic, 2023.
Yeah, it's finally 2023, Dan.
Yep. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
Man, a lot, man. This is the beginning of like the Summer Game Fest, so we're going to see a lot of gaming news. Rory got some today as of this recording, and then as of this recording, we got tomorrow and Monday. We recording Saturday, you should say. This is gonna be basically part one, and then we're gonna have to come back on Monday night to talk about the others and put it all together.
Yeah. But
this is I always love this time of the year, man. To see the news that's going to happen, like the stuff I'm really anticipating, the new stuff, and then the stuff I don't like or something like that. Or I see something that disappoints me and say, "Oh, this doesn't look as good" and stuff. But
we're looking at you, Sony.
This is always this is a great time for people in the gaming. It's the best time around. Some of the best, except for the end of the year when you get all the good games coming out. Let's just do it. But it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so this podcast, we're going to do something different. We're not going to do our traditional way structure. We're just going to, because there's going to be a lot of news to talk about. So we're just going to go right to gaming news. And then next week's podcast, we go back to the regular schedule. So I guess we get into the gaming news then, Dan. So what we got?
Yeah, so you actually clued me into this one. This wasn't really related to any of the press conferences or whatever that came out, but apparently there was a leak by Atlas on their Instagram. They pretty much posted these too early that Persona 3 Reload, which is the remaster, remake, whatever, of Persona 3, is coming in early 2024, and Persona 5 is getting a tactics game called Persona 5 Tactica, and that is going to be coming out November 17th of this year, and both are going to be launching day one on Game Pass, Dominic.
Yeah, that's awesome. So my Persona prediction is wrong for this year, so we already know, because I had they were going to do a new game, 20 new characters or something like that, but nah, they're doing a remake. I mean, this is still good news. I mean, they're doing a remake, and unfortunately, I just played that fucking game. So doing a remake of it is darn. I'm not going to play it right away. I'm happy it's a remake though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's enough difference in there that it will make it so that it's somewhat new.
Yeah,
that I
you
wouldn't
jump
mind
back into that.
Going back.
The Persona 5 stuff pretty quickly, right?
Well,
or was
how many years ago
4?
was that? Last year I played Persona 5.
Right.
The
new one.
But
was it really that long?
Oh yeah. Yeah. But so when this support, but you don't remember I played Persona 5 when it first came out.
Right. But that wasn't that long ago.
How many years ago was that?
I hate what you're going to say next, Dominic. You're going to be like, it was 10 years ago.
It wasn't that long.
I know, I'm exaggerating,
but yeah, that was, I think that was far enough apart.
Oh, yeah. No way. It didn't come out in 2017, did it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That sounds right.
Oh, yeah. I hate that, Dominic. So, I thought it was 2 years apart. Jeez.
2 years apart from when it originally came out. Probably the what's it called? The Royale edition. Yeah. That really, but not when it got to PC and Game Pass.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. So I don't know. I mean, I'll see where I'm at when this game comes out. But that tactics game I'm curious about too, what to do, because I did like that other game, the one that was done by what was it called? Was it called Warriors? What's it called? Persona 5. I mean, it's like a Warriors game, but it's called. Shoot. I forgot what it was called.
Strikers, right?
Strikers. Okay,
Yeah.
Strikers. All right. Yeah, I like Strikers. So yeah, so there. This is like a new genre, like another new genre. They're messing with, and we'll see how that is. So yeah, that's cool for Persona fans too, man. I know they're really happy about this, and it's cool for Xbox fans, like Xbox and PC fans, because
Definitely.
like they like for the longest they would never touch any other console except for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, and Switch. I mean, is it? I don't know what's coming on Switch though.
I think I saw something about those coming to Switch too.
Okay, then that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll definitely be good. All right, Dominic, so now we get into the big showcases here. Well, really just the one big showcase, and then we'll also talk a little bit about Devolver stuff because that occurred too.
All right.
Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest 2023 had its showing. I initially did not watch the majority of this because it came on at, I think, like 3 o'clock Eastern time. It wasn't like a nighttime event originally, so I wasn't home to watch it. And then
which is really early then in West Coast then.
Yeah. I think it was like 12 o'clock.
Like
yeah,
people skip to work, man. Come on, man.
It's really weird. But that show kicked off with Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Now, this is a brand new game set in like a side-scrolling situation. It's full 3D models, of course, but it's a side-scroller, just like that Castlevania game that they came out with that one time. This is coming out January 18th, 2024. It looks like you were not necessarily playing the Prince of Persia. You were attempting to like save the kidnapped Prince of Persia or something. It looks all right. What did you think about that one?
Yeah, it does. It does look all right. But I'm wondering. So this has nothing to do with the remake.
It doesn't seem like it. No.
Okay, because I was thinking. I honestly thought it was like, oh, they stopped the remake. I thought this was like the remake, and it just made it 2D. Yeah, I was like,
I mean, it sounds like they're basically back to the drawing board with that remake. It sounds like they just rebooted development on that entirely after the initial like poor reception of it, and then it's the delay that they saw.
But I mean, hey, Prince of Persia, this is what it originally was, and now let's see how this one goes. Like how's this one? So yeah, I mean, it looked good.
I definitely wouldn't want something like that original game where there's like no momentum, or whatever. You got to like walk to the very edge of the thing and then jump. Yeah, I don't want that. So definitely looks like an improvement. So yeah, it looked good. After that was Mortal Kombat 1. Now, this was showing a lot of gameplay. We had previously just kind of seen, X-ray stuff and what looked like mostly, it's probably in-engine stuff, but it was mostly the in-between and some additional CG stuff. This showed a lot of gameplay. There's going to be what they're calling cameos. It's basically like summons. They said it's not like tagging. You're not going to have multiple characters, but you are going to select multiple characters at the beginning of the fight. So for instance, you can choose Johnny Cage, and then you can have a cameo of Kano or Sonya Blade, and basically you press a button for them. They come in, they do like a special move to shoot your eyeball laser or whatever. Which if you're Kano,
we already had sort of got familiar with that. If you do the towers, the special towers, they have things where like, like this guy will come in and throw his hat, like the Hat Man. Yeah. So that's what I got. It seemed like this just goes more in depth with it. Like this is real. They now it's within the game. Like this is, and it does. They do more.
Yeah, because you can like integrate them into your combos and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like you can also like have them do a finishing move. It's definitely like a cool addition or kind of transformation of the Mortal Kombat gameplay, because you can only keep doing the same exact thing over and over so many times, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
and also the look of the story, like because of the time change, like everything's different now. Like this is all new, and Johnny Cage, he doesn't look like the model that we used to see.
Nah.
But but Van Damme is speaking for him now. That was like the big thing. So that's their big star now. Jean-Claude Van Damme is going to be speaking for Johnny Cage.
Better actor than Ronda Rousey, so I'll take it.
That's what I say. Hopefully, Ronda Rousey's not coming back on Sonya Blade. But yeah, so I'm curious about that. If like how I was curious about the story. Yeah, like this totally new story and everything. Man, the game looks incredible. Like it looks really good.
Definitely. Yeah, I do wonder how they're going to handle the story, because it's interesting seeing all those cameos. Like you see Kano and he's showing up in the white garb that he wears in the first game, and you see Sonya and she's in the green spandex. You see Jax, he doesn't have the metal arms yet.
No.
So it's like,
and Raiden is look like just a regular human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you're seeing like the same old familiar characters, but they are, even though like some of them are being called back to like their original costumes, it almost feels like a brand new interpretation on that character. You also see some of the newer guys, like what's his name, Kenshi, the blind swordsman guy. He's in there.
Yeah.
So I remember liking him as a character.
Yep, you see him when he had eyes.
Yeah.
So I was joking.
You're gonna see him lose those eyes. Yeah. So that looked good. After that, they showed off Path of Exile 2. That's coming out July 28th.
Which is funny. I just started playing that. Yeah, I was playing the original one.
Yep.
And now I just see like, oh, they're doing. Yeah, that's right. They were. We did hear about they were doing it too. I totally forgot. But yeah, I mean, you could have told me that was Diablo 4, and I would have like, yep.
Yeah, sure it looks a lot. Yep. Looks a lot like that. I also had thought it was Baldur's Gate 3, because I had heard that they talked a little bit about that, and I was like, oh, is that Baldur's Gate? No. So it's a treasure trove of those style games right now, Dominic.
Yeah.
After that, they showed off Street Fighter Cross Exoprimal. Capcom's going to do what they're calling a collab, and that's coming out fall of 2023. It was like Guile and Ryu as robots fighting dinosaurs. That looks like
Exoprimal is not even out yet. I mean, that's why I was really confused about like what was happening. I was just thinking like, oh, new Street Fighter skins. Then it said Exoprimal. So, oh.
Yeah,
it's like I don't even know what that game is.
That comes out like July, I think, like July 20-something. They did tack on the end of that trailer like, hey, Exoprimal available on this date, but I didn't write it down. It is going to be on Game Pass day one, though, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that means it's going to be mid, as the kids say on Twitter.
Jesus. All right, Dominic. Next up was Witchfire. That game is going to have early access launch on September 20th. This is made by, I'm guessing People Can Fly, because it said from the creators of Painkiller and Bulletstorm. So unless some of those guys splintered off and created a new studio, it looks pretty cool. It's
People
kind
Can't
of like,
Fly. They changed the name.
Yeah. Basically like a kind of a Witcher style setting, like a fantasy setting, but it's fast paced gunplay action. That looks pretty cool. And with
it did.
That pedigree,
it did look cool. I wonder with the early access stuff, like I'm gonna mostly wait and see with that, I guess. Yeah.
And we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully good. Next up, Dominic, was Sonic Superstars. That's coming out this fall. Basically, 2D Sonic is back, but, full 3D environments and model.
Yeah, that trailer, when I saw him going back and forth with the digital, like the old digital Sonic and the new form, I can almost hear like the crowd say no when they went to the newer side. I said no, and I was too, man. I was like, yeah, go back, stay there. It's like, and it went to, but if it plays like a Sonic game, then fine. Even though the art, graphically it looks fine. Yeah. Even though I still would prefer the pixelated stuff, but no, graphically looks fine. I just hope it plays like Sonic. And I hope there's some distinction too. Just like the other Sonic games with the other characters. Like they mostly do the same thing, but they got something extra. Like Sonic's usually the one that he's the hardest one, like because he can't glide and fly. And I don't know what the fuck Amy gonna do. I don't know if they do some hammer or something. But yeah, and that guy, that Purple Fox guy, what game was he? What was the first game he was in?
I'm trying to think if he was in that one with like the crocodile and them, like Sonic's friends, in that one or not.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't remember him. Like, I remember Sonic. Well, not it wasn't Chaos. It was called something else. It had like a silver looking almost hedgehog thing, and
Is that
I don't think the other thing
Chaotix?
was
Sonic Chaotix?
no. Oh no. This was only like Game Gear.
Oh, okay.
What was it called? Yeah, Sonic Triple Trouble.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it was called. That is him. That's the Purple Fox and Sonic Triple Trouble. Yes, they bringing him back. You know what? Great.
You're on board now, Dominic.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I wish they would have kept it old school. Because I knew I recognized him when I saw him on Chasing Sonic. I was like, what is... I said, I've seen that thing before. But then I saw like him going to that new screen. So, oh, no. I was like...
Ah, yes. Good old Knack the Weasel, Dominic.
Yeah, hopefully it's no Big Cat and Crocodile Wild and what's the other things in there, like the little bat thing. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about those guys.
You got to bring them back. They
keep it
brought
old
them
school.
back in Sonic Mania. They can bring them back here.
Oh man, Sonic Triple Trouble. Looking at this box art, man. God, that gives back memories. Oh my goodness. Man, I gotta play that game again. All right, man. So what else we got?
All right, next up, Dominic, Lies of P, more Pinocchio.
Oh, did it have a
meets
release
Dark
date?
Souls. No, it was
Sorry,
just fall of this year.
Yeah, but yeah, it's coming this year. That's cool though. Yeah. Go ahead. Lies of P, all right.
Lies of P, that's coming out September 19th, and they announced that there is a demo out there now, which you have tried some of. Dominic, what did you think?
Yes. Yeah, it's a Souls-like game, and, you know, I'm not a big fan of Souls-like games.
Yeah.
But I got to the very first boss, it kept dying, and then I stopped. But it plays like the other minions that I fought before that were pretty easy, so I was like, yeah, this is kind of easy, you know, like killing these guys. And the only reason I got killed or died is because like I was probably doing something I was supposed to be doing, and I just wasn't paying attention. But like also like mess with the buttons, like I was trying to just see like what else could I do, what other moves I could do, and things of that nature. Because like Souls like games, they don't hold your hand or anything. Like things you pretty much learn on your own. So if you're into the Souls game, you probably could just get right into it. While me, I'm not really into them, so I was going right through. But yeah, I haven't played all the way through the demo because I just kept down at the first guy. I'll probably play some more and try to get past it. But the atmosphere is great. The look of it. I mean, I ran on my PC. My PC is pretty old, and it ran pretty well. So they optimized it pretty well. Well, at least the demo anyway. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like I said, you have to get a Souls player to really tell you, like, how is it? Like, because I can't. Like, I haven't played it enough to say it's better than other Souls games. I just like the look of it better than other Souls games. I say that. that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good looking game. And I know some of the like kind of weird interpretations of Pinocchio creatures. Like, you know, you have your whale in there, but instead they have like this sub that's like painted like a whale or a shark. That seemed kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely intrigued by that game. Like, I do want to give the demo a try and see if it's a game that's like maybe not quite Dark Souls enough that I might actually like it, but from what you're saying, it's probably going to be something I bounce off of pretty quickly. So, all right, after that, Dominic, we had Sandland. This is a new game from the Dragon Ball creator. What is his name?
Yeah.
I had the name in my head, and then as I went to try and pronounce it, I just like it vanished. Akira Toriyama, I think it is. Basically, you know, if you've seen Dragon Ball, you've seen Dragon Quest. It's a game in that art style.
That's why I thought it was Dragon Quest. I was like, oh, new Dragon Quest game, and then I saw something new, but yeah, I wonder. It how this because it looks like it's like a Dragon Quest meets Borderlands or something.
Yeah, it's a little more
That's
actiony
exactly what it's.
focused than
Yeah,
Dragon Quest. It looks like, and it looks all right. I think it
yeah, it
looks pretty
does.
cool. They announced real quickly that there's going to be an Annapurna showcase coming on June 29th at this show. So I'm going to have some more news after that, I'm sure, because Annapurna puts out some pretty good video games. They're a very good
Yeah,
publisher.
yeah. One of the games was Game of the Year. Was our Game of the Year.
All right, next up was Throne and Liberty. The way they first advertised this game, I was fully expecting it to just be a phone game that I was not going to put on here. But then the gameplay that they were showing looks like it's a full-on 3D action game. It's basically like Game of Thrones world, that kind of fantasy setting. And you can turn into a bird and stuff like that while you're, traveling the world. And it's made by Amazon Games, which might as well make it a mobile game, because I feel like every game that Amazon has put out so far has just come and gone with like the faintest of whimpers, like just ridiculous.
And this is a multiplayer. It's a multiplayer game, right? Like you're playing against everybody and shit.
That's what it looked
It
like.
looked
Yeah.
yeah. So see, that's what I was into it until I saw like, oh, like you're fighting PvP people and stuff like that, and I was like, man, this is like, is this Fortnite in like olden times or something,
Yeah.
man? I was like, I don't. Yeah, I was hoping for like a nice single player story or something.
I mean, they're calling this an MMO. Like, are we sure
Oh, it's
that
an
this
MMO.
isn't just?
Oh, okay.
Are we sure that this isn't just their last MMO, New Worlds or whatever, reskinned? Like, what is Amazon doing? They're like, every 6 months we got to put out a new MMO RPG.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, yeah, the three big games we know are all MMOs. What was the other one before? What was it? Last World, and what's the other one?
What was the other one? Let's see. Amazon Game Studios. Games. Of course, you only want to show me the two ones that we know the names of. Let's see. Games. Lost Ark.
Yeah.
What
the hell's going on with that game?
That is a good question. Let's look at their official site. You can play it for free now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I try it.
That one at least looks kind of like a little more Diablo-like,
Yeah, Diablo-less. Yeah. I actually, yeah.
Yeah, so that you can play free.
I can deal with that.
All right. So after that, we saw Party Animals. We had seen this in the past. This one is like Gang Beasts, kind of.
Yeah.
He's cutesy, but like very wiggly and probably hard to control animal, human-like things. Just doing little fun party games. That's coming out September 20th. I told you I had swore this game had come out previously. I feel like we've seen it plenty of times, but maybe I'm just like conflating it with Gang Beasts. I don't know.
It looks fun.
Yeah. After that was some gameplay of Alan Wake 2. That's looking pretty good. It looks a whole lot like Resident Evil 4, Dominic. Like it seems like they're going
it definitely does.
Action heavy with this one. But still, like a little more survival stuff, not full action, but a little more competent shooting, I guess. So that looks really good. Then they showed off Space Marine 2. That is coming out this winter. No firm release date yet. That's looking good as well. You were telling me that you were co-op back playing that original one a little bit.
Yeah, I was back because I never played it. I mean, I only played the demo, so I never played through the game. But I had it, and so I played it, and I mean, it was fun. It's a fun game. It's like not that good as Gears, but in between that and a bad game. And so
it's a double A Gears.
It's actually competent. I mean, It's more than competent. Like I actually
Above
enjoy
average
playing it, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. And this one that I remember saying that now, I wish this was like co-op when I was playing the demo, and now they said three player co-op, just like how Gears was. Well, the recent Gears anyway.
Yeah.
Well, actually more so because the recent Gears was like 3 player co-op, one person's a robot, and that wasn't very fun.
It's just
to be the robot.
It's silly. All right. After that, Dominic, was John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. This is releasing in 2024, and man, there was nothing like distinctive about this whatsoever. It just looked.
I mean, it was just a zombie. It looked like this is a zombie shooter.
Yeah.
It was gonna be. So, I mean, we got enough of. I mean, you got. Is it gonna be better than Redfall? Maybe. Hopefully.
That's a low bar now.
It better be better than Redfall. I mean, that game's horrible. So is it gonna be better than Back for Blood or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this will be the one. Oh, or Dead Island, Dying Light. Like, what is that? What's going to be distinct about this one than Dying Light?
It's got John Carpenter's name on it, Dominic.
Because that's what it mostly looked like. I was trying to think of it. Yeah, Dead Island, Dying Light. It looks like it's along that vein. It could be still a fun game then. If it's just like that, it'd still be a fun game. But yeah, John Carpenter, and like I'm not a big John Carpenter guy, so
yeah. There's just something about like this game having his name on it that makes me feel like they're like, we got John Carpenter's name on it. That'll sell a couple of copies. We're not gonna put a lot of effort into this.
That's what I'm about to say. It's like, what is it? Just like how they did what was that game? Was it the Kiss game that they did?
It was the Kiss game.
It was. Yeah, it's gonna be like that, like horrible.
How dare you, Dominic? That game was amazing.
Was there another Rockstar? Was there another Rockstar game that was horrible?
I feel like there
Metallica?
is.
No, not Metallica.
No.
It's something to do with like hell and shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Because it's not just. I mean, there was that Kiss game. But wasn't there another one? You're thinking of like Unreal or Doom like era, right? Like somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
It's PC. Man, I'm trying to think of it. And I don't.
I think it was on PlayStation, like PlayStation 1 or something. It was. Yeah,
the Aerosmith game, right?
Aerosmith did he go to hell? I mean, it looked like he was fighting demons.
They didn't go to hell. No. Let's see. Of course, it brings up Metal Hellsinger when I just type in metal shooting game. Early 2000s. I mean, maybe it is just the Kiss game.
Kiss, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Kiss Psycho Circus.
Yeah, that's probably was it.
Yeah.
Probably just that. Yep.
I mean, there's also that heavy metal game, which, was kind of similar in the same vein. Like it wasn't band branded, but it was like based on that magazine, the big boobs and stuff.
Is Draconis Cult of the Worm? Is that a band?
I don't know. Maybe.
No, okay. No. I just saw like under other
Might
searches,
also be a
people
Harry
also
Potter
search
spell.
this. Yeah.
All right, next up, mentioned it earlier, but Baldur's Gate 3, that's coming out on August 31st, 2023.
This makes me want to play the other Baldur's Gate, because you know what? It was always, I didn't have a PC really. I mean, I don't know if my PC could play it or not at the time, but I see it in magazines, and then I was looking at some games, I was on PlayStation, say, hey, this is Baldur's Gate, something else. This is like, basically, and some people, I mean, I was on the internet, but I'm sure people were saying, hey, this is the baby version of Baldur's Gate because this is for the console people.
Yeah.
Like the dumbed down version or something like that. But yeah, it's a game, you know what, I just never picked up and always read about. I'm going to download now. Just like I did Space Marines. I said I was going to get back. I'm going to download that game now.
There you go.
And get it to do you have that anywhere? In a Humble Bundle or something?
I don't know. I'd have to look. If it's not in my Steam library, then maybe not. All right, next up, we got another release date announcement, Dominic. Spider-Man 2 officially getting its release date of October 20th, 2023. So that is locked in now. We have that to look forward to. They didn't have a new trailer or anything. There was like a quick video, but it was just like, boom, release date. So obviously looking forward to that, but they didn't show anything.
Yep, so they got the release date. So now the Sony fans were like, see, there you go. It's coming out October, so now they got the release date.
Oh, wait a second, Dominic. When does Starfield come out?
A month later from that. Earlier or later? It's
earlier,
a month away, I know
September.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what somebody was saying. It was like, oh, good, it's a month away from Starfield.
I was really hoping it was the same day.
Say we're delayed on that day.
All right, next up, Dominic, was Pal World. I love to see that this is getting
a
big stage showing.
Yes, and because now I've seen other people really talk. I've seen them talk about like some people were like, oh man, it's a Pokemon with guns or something like that. While some people are like, yay, Pokemon with guns. That's what I'm like. I'm like, I just want a better Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Go like this. I don't even care they got guns. I feel like this game should be better than the last Pokemon game. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know that's like but that just tells me how low a bar I had that Pokemon was for me. Because that really like Pokemon should be like I shouldn't expect them to be even close to Pokemon. But because Pokemon doesn't take as big as a leap
doesn't
as
take
it
itself
should,
seriously.
and that too. I mean, come on. The game that we got on the Switch probably could have come out on GameCube. Like, what are we doing? Like, Pokemon should be, or at least the Wii. At minimum, the Wii. And
I think you were right. GameCube. They really should have been doing games like that from that point in time. So,
Power World, man, I'm rooting for them. And like, it's not even about the violence and stuff. It's just to having a better Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope it is.
Because I will tell you, Dominic, I had paused that video during the Pal World thing and then went to a different video. And then I came back and I was like, oh, they're showing off Pokemon stuff. And then I was like, oh, wait, I'm just watching the Pal World thing. Because those designs for the Pal World mons or whatever, like,
they are definitely Pokemon. Yeah. But you know what? Go ahead. They fucked me over.
Yep.
But they ain't really fucked me over. I ain't bought a game, but still, my time I'm playing the one before this. The what was it called? The one you got,
Sword and Shield.
Yeah, Sword and Shield, man.
Yeah, just low effort. All right, Dominic. Next up after that was the Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. This is coming out fall 2023. So to make up for Gollum, I guess they're like, hey. Dominic specifically said that he wanted to play as Gimli, so here's a game where you play as one of these guys. Plays a dwarf.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole aspect of you getting Moria back. But it looks like, is it going to be like a tower defense, or you look like you're building stuff?
Yeah.
In that trailer. So I wonder what's the deal. Is it a tactics game, or is it a mixture of action and tactics?
It is apparently a survival game, is how it is being classified.
Oh shit! Well, no. I mean, I hope it's good for those people who like those games.
Yeah,
I hope it's really good for you. Because god damn it, I do not like survival games.
Yes, according to its description on the Epic Store here, it follows the dwarves as they embark on a new journey to reclaim their legendary home of Moria beneath the Misty Mountains. Players will join forces to survive, craft, build, and explore the iconic
So you play with other
mines.
people? Oh, man.
Yep.
So it's not like a singular... So basically you're never going to find Moria.
Moria is the friends we make along the way, Dominic. All right. After that was I guess that game. Sorry, I paused for a minute because I guess that game got delayed because the trailer that they have here on the Epic Store said spring 2023, and now it is fall 2023.
Oh,
so
Oh, no,
Guess that
it
got pushed
already
back.
came out. We missed it.
No, nobody just cares and didn't report on it getting delayed. All right. Next up was Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. This is a phone game coming out on Android and iPhone. They're doing closed beta testing right now for it. It looks like a mix of the remake and the old games because there's bits where
Are
it
these
looks
free to play
like,
games or you have to buy them?
I think they're free to play games because when I went to the website to see if you could like register for the closed beta, they had things about
too.
like coins and tokens and like bullshit like that.
Did you get? I was able to register.
No, I wasn't either. I pre-registered, which just sounds like it will download the game when it releases. It's nothing related to the actual like beta test or anything. So.
Yeah. But thing is, Daniel, I was there when they said that. I was at my computer. I went to the site. It was going slow. It didn't take that long, but then I did it a bit. I did refresh like a couple of times, and then I got in. The beta is over. It sounds like the beta. So thank you for it's like something like that. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you didn't remember the time that you played, Dominic? Wasn't that incredible?
So I said, fuck it. I was giving the phone game a chance. Oh, now you mentioned that. I did download Diablo Immortals.
Okay.
On my phone, even though you can get it on PC too. I think I downloaded on PC. Did it download on PC too? Yeah, I got that. I just played a little bit to see how it is. I mean, it's a Diablo game, and you play it on phone, and it's all right. And then I downloaded the Star Wars Heroes because the Google thing says, hey, these other games people play. That's okay. That's like, but I remember that I remember always seeing like stories on that too, you know, on Game Informer, like, hey, these new heroes are in the Star Wars games. And I tried that. I didn't play enough of it to really judge it. But it looks like it's like a turn-based kind of RPG kind of thing. Cause like you decide when to hit and then they hit and something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be into that, but I've been playing a lot of Marvel Snap though, and I know you got some news on that. Oh yeah, well we get to that. Like you got the news up here, right? Where's Marvel Snap?
I didn't, but I'm pulling it up now. They're adding. I just saw it. A conquest mode.
I guess you. Yes. The past me would have been like, yes, skip this, Daniel. But since now I tried the game and everything, I now we got to talk about it.
Yeah, and of course they're adding Spider-Man stuff. You know, with the movie that just came out, Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta pay for it right now. I have to hope I just get it free somehow. But yeah, that game, I mean, it's fun. I'm actually got in the rabbit hole a little bit. I went to this website where you can put your cards up there, what you have, and try to see like what if your deck's any good. And I was seeing other people like other decks that say, hey, these are some good decks that can win like certain percentage of games. But I just don't have those cards, man. And I was like, I just don't have those cards. I gotta so I'm still kind of just playing, just trying to unlock the cards so I can have the deck I really want.
Yeah.
Because I learned about that Deathloop guy, like because there's our cards that do stuff when you do destroy them. So it's like, yeah, it's good to have that card. But say if you have, that's what somebody said, like you had this card in the other deck, it's pointless. I mean, unless you just putting it where you're going to have no cards.
Right. Gotcha. All right. So next up, Dominic, we have Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. We had seen this previously. This is the new Don't Nod game. It's saying it's coming out at the end of 2023, and it looks pretty good.
What the Don't? Oh yeah, the Don't Nod. Yes. Yeah, it does.
They
definitely different from
Life is Strange.
What's it called? Life is Strange. Yeah.
Yeah, they have such a weird catalog. Like when you go back and actually look at it, because they had like that vampire game, which was a little more actiony, but also still kind of did the choice thing. Yeah, but yeah, this looks pretty good. We'll see how that turns out.
Do they have a release date?
No, just the end of 2023 is what they said.
Okay.
This one, though, did have a release date, November 9th, for Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. I wrote game here.
I wouldn't know. See, now I got to play the last Like a Dragon, man, because I gotta know what the hell is going on. Like what? I mean, I still gotta play the other Yakuzas too. I gotta play 4 through 6. But yeah, man, that he they say what's your name and say that something about what he say he has no name. I don't have
one. Yeah,
but name. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you mean? You're Kiryu.
Yeah,
you're Kiryu-san.
Not anymore, Dominic.
But yeah, man, Yakuza. But I just find it funny because I was first seeing Yakuza and playing it a long time ago on PlayStation. I thought it was an okay game. The very first one, it was okay, and but I always kind of compared it to Shenmue or something,
right?
Karate and kind of it wasn't really open world. You still had to go play. Well, even Shenmue wasn't really open world either. I mean, you still go to different screens, but it makes you feel like you're traveling to places. But I always thought it's probably not as good as. I mean, I never played Shenmue. I know people because they got the scores were kind of similar, so it's I don't think the first Yakuza got the first Yakuza didn't get I don't think it got high scores. I think it just got average scores.
Yeah.
So I was it's probably just another Shenmue game, which is funny because Shenmue is Sega. But that has far surpassed that game, in so much. It's just funny how Shenmue is always looked at as because of what potential it had, but it never could get there. But then you got the game like Yakuza that it just went a similar. It's similar to what you thought Shenmue. Hey, you can do all these things. You can do all this stuff in this world that's crazy, but still have a serious story.
Yeah.
I think the guys at Shenmue just didn't have it. I don't know.
I think you just need to go back and play Shenmue. It's going to turn out that's going to be one of your favorite games.
No, I did try. I tried to play when they had the HD stuff on Xbox, and I hate the controls. All right, so what else we got, man?
All right, next up was Under the Waves. This is coming out August 29th this year, and it reminds me a lot of Subnautica, which I know you got into there for a while. What did you think of this one?
Yeah. I gotta look at it again. Well, you know what? It reminded me also of the movie, the Wes Anderson movie.
Life Aquatic.
Yeah, because Daniel, I was thinking oh my god, this is Life Aquatic 2 in a game, game form. I was but because it's just the way that ship looks. But yeah, it looks very explorationist and mystery and stuff.
Yeah,
underwater. So, I'm curious. Because I do like those. I do like those type of games.
You know what I did not realize, Dominic? This is a Quantum Dreams game. David Cage's studio.
Oh man, I'm surprised. Well, then a lot of people want to say boycott it, huh?
I just wonder what that means for this game. Am I gonna have to press 6 buttons just to swim forward? Oh, maybe they're just okay. I think they're just publishing it. The studio is Parallel Studio. Okay, that makes me feel different.
What's the name of the game again? Under the Waves.
Under the Waves, yeah. All right, after that, Dominic, was Fae Farm. This is a Harvest Moon. I feel like we've seen this one before. Harvest Moon, but there's more adventuring, basically like Stardew Valley does it. That's coming out September 8th, 2023. Next up was Immortals of Avium. We have seen this many times now at this point. This is the EA original one. Basically, you're a battle mage in first person. You're doing all sorts of hand gestures to do magic spells. The gameplay that they showed looked pretty all right. You're battling around this huge mech that's walking across the ocean or something. It could be cool. I wonder if it's gonna live up to the potential that it has. That's coming out July 20th. So
man, that's a lot sooner than I thought it.
We shall see soon whether that game turns out good or not. All right, next up was Fortnite. They're going into their next season. I think it's Chapter 3, Season 4 now. In this trailer, they showed off people riding dinosaurs. Optimus Prime is there. So yeah, you got a little Optimus Prime that is the size of the humans now.
Yeah, human. Yeah, it looks
funny.
it looked weird. It looked very weird. But it's just like every movie now is like, okay, so it's got to be like a Fortnite thing now. Like when I see a movie come out, I say, oh, a Fortnite thing's gonna come out. So when the Flash comes out, they're gonna probably do something.
Oh yeah,
like
Ezra Miller's gonna be in there. They're gonna turn the island into Hawaii so they can just beat everybody up. Going on coke-filled benders or whatever. Yeah, Fortnite still doing its thing. And then the big thing, the to cap the show off, was a trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the next installment in the remake. It is officially coming out early 2024. And Dominic, big news, it is coming on 2 discs.
Oh man. Yeah, that was very I was confused, man, because I'm like,
as you should be.
That who tells, like, who says that? Like, who does that? Who tell you, hey, we're going to be on 2 discs? Like, why advertise that? But I guess it's for them to show that, hey, this game is huge. Like, we couldn't even fit it on one PS5 disc. We got to get 2 of them. And I wonder, is it really that huge, or is just like compression stuff? Like, hey, you just in compression, you know? And just because a game is on 2 discs doesn't mean it means the game has a lot. It probably it could be video. Who knows? I don't know. It could be other graphical things that has nothing to do with the like actual playing the game. Like I mean, like time, like it'll be a longer game. And plus, it doesn't matter. Like, most likely I will be getting digital if I had a PS5. So it's like 2 disc things. Like, yeah, that's nice.
It does make me wonder, though, like we were talking about before we started recording, like, does that mean we'd actually be able to play this game right off of the disc with the 2 discs?
Yeah,
or am I still going to need to be connected
to
the internet to download some content? Feels like there's not a lot of transparency about these consoles. Like, how many games can I take a PS5, not have it connected to the internet, put the disc in, and actually play? Same with the Xbox, not to just single out the PlayStation, but like, how many games is that actually true of? Or is like the majority of the games, are they going to tell me, nope, you got to be connected to the internet to launch this game, even if it's just for the first time? Because
people were so mad at that, man. You remember when Xbox One was launching?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. I mean, they're definitely doing something interesting with this. Like, the trailer looked good, and at the end of the trailer, you see Sephiroth slice at Tifa, and he's like, you know that I kill her, but you don't know who her is. And we know, based on that first game, that they're willing to kind of like change things around and mess with that original story. So I think that's like the most compelling aspect of these remakes, is just their willingness to actually like subvert that original story a bit. And not that I want to see them kill Tifa over killing Ares or whatever, but like, the fact that they're willing to play with that. I'm
still a Tifa lady, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm still Tifa pro lady. Tifa. I mean. Yeah, man. I mean, I still.
It's fine. Deep down, we're all Tifa ladies down. Got my white crop top man. Shirt on.
I'm a Tifa man, which is almost saying like I'm a titty man. Like, I'm a titty.
They knew what they were doing.
I've always been pro Tifa, because really it's. My friend, I wouldn't say ruin it, because at the time I didn't care. Like, I didn't care about spoilers as a kid. So my friend told me, like, oh, Ares dies. So, like, don't bother. He was just warning me, like, don't bother loving her up. She's going to die. So, well,
don't give her all your good materia, then she gets killed and you never get it back.
Yeah, that's what he said. Like, he said, buddy, we didn't look at the story like that. Like, oh, this is sad. You didn't care. It's like, nah, this bitch dies. Now it's like, you ain't got no healer. It's like that lady with the like healer, what's it called, limit break? I say, oh, get the hell. I said that's why I learned, like, because I was using her up till Midgard. I was using her a lot, and then I just benched her. basically. I say, well, ain't using her no more. I wonder what the change would be. I like her more in this, though. I'll say that. I do like her more in this game. Even though still, like, man, I talked about the game. The dialogue is still very Square Enixy Japanese like it's weird. Like it just feels weird. Like the dialogue between characters. They say things that just don't make sense at the time, or they react to stuff that just seems weird and cringy. And it's like that's almost. It's almost to a point where, okay, am I supposed to take this seriously? Because it seems like I'm supposed to take this seriously at this point, but it's funny.
Right.
It's like, because the way you do it is funny. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm curious about this game. Like, now you're in the open, I mean, now, when I say open world, but now you're in the world, I don't know how it is. Like, if you could open it is, like, are you traveling from town to town? Or are there, like, hey, is it like Final Fantasy 13 when it's like, okay, we're walking around on this linear plane that looks like it's open, but it's still a linear plane, and you're just going to another screen, and then you go to places. Which, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I don't. If it's like that, I mean, as long as it's a fine game, because people like Midgar. I mean, the last game, so whatever. I see you can ride. I say Chocobo and stuff. I just want to know, where does it go? Well, since it's totally different, I'm wondering, like, in this game, you did see Yuffie. You saw Yuffie.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to see Sid in this one? Are we going to see Vincent? You did see the Turks. You saw Elaine. I think Elaine, her name is, or whatever.
Yeah, Elena, I think.
Elena, yeah. Who's in love with the leader. Yeah, I mean, so I'm curious how far it goes relative to the old game. Like, where in the story. Like, where does it stop at?
Or at what point do they just, like, diverge completely? I mean, I feel like there would definitely be some disappointment if you don't end up getting all of those characters still, because for the most part, they're pretty memorable from Final Fantasy VII, or at least for someone from, my generation. And that was one of the biggest games that came out.
I guess that's going to be a later date when they show off Kate Sith. That'd probably be a big reveal too, or something. Like something like he bursts out and say, "Hey, blah blah blah." I don't know.
Just does the
whatever,
cool man.
Yeah, so whatever case of talks or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's looks pretty good. Next up, Dominic. So we had the Devolver Digital Showcase.
I'm sorry. Before you go, the PS. Oh yeah, I was reading this. The PS5 console can be used offline but there are limitations. I'm reading this from tech-related issues to play games, and online activation is needed first.
Yep. That's it right there. That means you have to get online at some point.
And I mean, of course, patches and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, to act it, you can't just put the disc in and just say play.
Yeah. All right. So actually, before we move on, I just want to get your general thoughts. Like, what did you think of this? Was this about what you expected? Some stuff better or worse, or it's better than the Sony showcase, right?
Yeah, it was all right. Like, it wasn't I wasn't super excited, but I mean, it was fine. I mean, it was fine. Like, it probably was what I expected, really, Dad, because I didn't really expect to be blown away by anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it for me, it is what I expected, and it was fine. It was a fun show. I mean, it showed things off. Some games that caught my eye. Nothing like the biggest news is the Square Enix one at the end. Showing that game off.
Yeah.
But nothing that I just never heard of. Like, it wasn't something shown that I was like a complete surprise.
Yeah, it felt like known quantities, but we're getting to see more of that. Like Mortal Kombat. To me, that was probably that, and the Final Fantasy Rebirth stuff are the two biggest things coming out of that. And both of those are things that we knew were coming, but we just got a better look at them.
Because I kind of thought I wasn't going to see nothing really new big, or like anything that was new, it was going to be like an indie game or something. So it's like it's not gonna be much. Yeah. So yeah, it was an alright show. Like, so what you think?
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. Like, there wasn't anything that blew me away. I did like seeing Pal World get a kind of a big showing here, just like having it appear on this show will legitimize
it's real
in a way. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it feels like we've been hearing about this for years now.
Oh yeah, exactly. So when I first showed it, I showed it to you and stuff. It's still could have been something like,
it felt like an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, yeah. So it could have been gone nowhere, or it could have been like just a sorry game that just came out and just nobody talked about because it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely hearing it more than the game that did before that was like Zelda ish. I'm definitely hearing this more like than that one. So that's what's getting me excited. It's like, yeah, and so I hope this is just better than Pokemon. That's what I'm saying. I hope it's definitely better than Pokemon. Just something, yeah. Because I mean, I like the Pokemon universe. Like, I can get into that, man. Like, it's just they just, I don't know. They just didn't evolve. They evolved like their Pokemon did.
Nope, they definitely did not. All right, Dominic. So now into the Devolver Digital Showcase. They first showed off Sludge Life 2. This is described on Steam here. I'm reading it because every time I've seen this game, it looks quite interesting, but I'm never sure how to describe it. And this sort of describes it pretty perfectly. Sludge Life 2 is the grimiest first-person vandalism sim since the first Sludge Life. So a first-person vandalism sim with a pretty interesting art style. It's very kind of blocks of color, cel-shaded, almost looking kind of thing. It's a game. It looks. Sorry, go ahead.
It looks like a game that looks like it'll be on PlayStation, but better. If they fixed all the jagginess and everything to make it look like what you would think it looked like. That's what it. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
But it's definitely got like a cool tone to it. So
yeah,
that first one I think I have on Steam because it was like free for a while. I need to get around to actually giving that a chance. See how it is. All right, next up from them was Shadows of the Damned Remaster, Dominic.
Oh, there's a demo out for it.
Oh yeah, there's a demo out for Sludge Life 2 as well. Shadows of the Damned, Dominic. This feels like one of those games that wasn't like a AAA game at the time, but definitely like higher up on the AA spectrum, and has kind of been lost to time. So it's kind of cool to see this come back. It's almost the same vein as like a Lollipop Chainsaw, right?
And that's coming back, right?
Yep. Yeah,
it's funny because we talked about that one coming back, and then we're going to get that one, and then we get in this game. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So Shadow of the Damned. So is it like a up-res version of it, or is it a remake? What is it?
It's a remaster. I think it's going to be, better than just an up-resed version, but not, a full-on remake, not a full reimagining, basically. So we're going to get more details on that on June 14th. Grasshopper is doing like their own stream dedicated to that on that day.
Oh, okay.
All right, next up, Dominic.
Grasshopper, are they American? Are they not American, but are they Western or Eastern?
I think they're Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're like started in Japan at least.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm looking at it. Okay, yeah, this guy, yeah, he's definitely Japanese.
Yeah. All right. So next up was Wizard with a Gun. This game has a demo out now as well. It looks a lot like Don't Starve, like visually. Apparently the gameplay is also very similar to Don't Starve, except you have like more weaponry because it is a co-op survival style game. There is a nice like animated trailer they put out for that ahead of the gameplay that they showed too.
Why would a wizard have a gun?
I guess because he's in training and he hasn't learned how to use his magical hands yet, I guess.
Well, he's just saying that, look, guns are better than magic.
He's getting tired of having to do all this spell work and just pull one out and fire one off.
Yes, he has a demo with that game too.
Yep. Yeah, so that looks all right. Next up was Talos Principle 2. That, to me, looks like more Talos Principle, which is kind of like puzzle solving in this relatively organic but also still kind of sterile world. It's like a mix of Portal and, I don't know, something far more organic than Portal, even though you kind of get organic stuff in Portal 2 a little more. So that's another game that I always wanted to like give the first game a try, because like environmental puzzle solving stuff I do like that. That's coming out this year. Human Fall Flat. That is, of course, the sequel to Human Fall Flat. Human Fall Flat 2. And, you know, it looks like this one almost reminds me of like Party Animals or Gang Beasts. It's another one of those types of like, you kind of control these wacky looking guys and the controls aren't like precise. So that's where the fun comes in, basically.
All right.
And speaking of this game, Dominic, Baby Steps. This game is like that description to a T. You're playing as what appears to be like a man-child who is not grown up and moved out of the house and can't survive for himself, and he gets transported into this world, and then he just like has trouble doing the most basic of things like walking. So it seems like you're going to have some kind of like somewhat elaborate controls to move your feet to actually walk around this environment. We've talked about a game, Manual Samuel, before. That's kind of a 2D version of what this appears to be. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does. It kind of hits home.
No. You having trouble walking?
Oh, the man-child thing. But yeah, anyway.
I mean, we talk about video games, Dominic, so, you know. Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, that's what came out of the Digital Devolver stuff. This, of course, was all wrapped in one of their wild, you know, like faux presentations with things attacking people and people dying and stuff. I have not sat down and watched the entirety of that thing yet. But I may. They're always like super over the top, and they do a good job of making their showcases feel different from just kind of the sterile, here's a guy, he's going to come out, talk to you about a thing, and go on from there. So they have narratives to them. But yeah, that is what we've seen so far. We will be back with the Xbox showcase, of course, that will be happening tomorrow as of recording this. So we will be talking from the past, and then we will be talking from the future at some point. And then, of course, we have the Ubisoft and the PC game showcase where we might see something interesting. I know right now, while we're recording this, the Wholesome Games thing is happening. There was also the Day of the Dev stuff that's happening. So I'm definitely going to keep my head on a swivel, see if there's anything that just catches my eye out of that stuff.
Yeah, I hope they show the new Silent Hill at the Wholesome Games.
I'm sure that's where that'll show up. I mean, I do wonder where that would show up now, because Konami doesn't seem to be doing its own thing, or at least hasn't announced its own thing yet. And I don't know if that's a thing that you would see at the Microsoft thing. Sony has already done their thing and showed off the Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. So I wonder if we hear about that anytime soon. Sorry, I was just wondering, did that stuff get like a dates at all? Do we know?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay, because this answer straight from Google, which is pulling from the loadout, it says the most likely Silent Hill 2 remake date is fall of 2023. So it feels like if that's true, we should be seeing that somewhere soon. All right, Dominic. Yeah. So we'll wrap this portion of the podcast up, and we'll see you in the future, I guess.
Yes. See ya.